Alright, welcome back to the first Pet Store tournament for any percent NMG. NMG standing for no major glitches, so no out of bounds shenanigans. The game will mostly be played as intended, so you'll see some skip, but you'll see except for some skips here and there. I'm your host, Pudding Boxes, and joining me in the commentary booth is Shresh. Shresh, wanna
Hey y'all, good to have you here.
introducing the runners, we have Key
Hey, hi, howdy. Thanks for being here.
and we have Jay.
Hey, thanks for being here.
All right. So let us begin on this run. I think we're all set. So I'm gonna serve and okay. First, let's I'll say the countdown and then I'll serve and deafen you guys on the server.
Cool.
Let's see. All right. So both on the start screen, just one click away from starting. Are you both on the one click away?
I am now, yes.
Yep. So all right. So three. Oh, so on go.
Jay,
So, oh, yep.
Jay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
All right.
Cool.
So 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So there's a little delay here, but we'll soon see the runners. Just a moment.
Rows and flows of angel.
Sorry, that was Jay singing for a little bit. I got to preview some of Jay's singing. Just a moment.
Definitely check Jay out. The screams and sings. That is, it's always a delight to see him.
Sure, you can
Because
see
of
the screen. Do you see the run?
I actually am still seeing the intermission in our Discord
Switch to
stream.
mine. Switch to mine.
Oh, okay. There we go. Oh yeah, and there we go. The runners are off as well.
Nice.
Perfectly in sync. You love to see the rolls coming out. Well timed on both sides, getting into the starting dialogues at pretty much exactly the same time. You love to see it. On paper, this matchup seems to be one of the more lopsided of our first round. Jay being a new entrant to the Death Store community, and Key, one of the more established runners, having done runs across pretty much every category that you can think of. So we will see how this goes. Do not count Jay out. He has shown a huge amount of improvement in the few days, pretty much, that he's been in the community. So, yeah, just let's fix up the corrupting for a sec. Yeah, but we see very synced DFS fights here. We'll see what sort of exit times we get from the runners here. Both pretty much on the 117 mark, look like the Happy Crow celebrations. Time down to the second, the door cracks. This is very exciting to see, such a close synced match. We hope it continues like this. But yeah, as I was saying, Jay shown massive improvement. Started off with a first run time, I believe, of a little over 2 hours, but pretty much in and signing up for the tournament based on that one run. But since then, having dropped his PB down to 1 hour and 40 minutes, a dramatic rate of improvement. See both runners going for the arrow strats on the Switch. We have seen that become very popular during the course of this tournament alone. Let's see how many more runners we see do that. He, on the other hand, also having a PB in the low 120s now, having as well shown like he had a very dramatic PB recently, minute and a half, if I'm not mistaken, popping Museus, who we're missing today on our commentary couch, but I'm sure Museus wishes him a lot of congratulations for that big PB as well. Both runners going to the Imp first, turning around to slash the Grunt. Again, a new strat somewhat being picked up.
Yeah, Jay is a new runner, only recently just joining our speedrun board. It's pretty amazing to see. Pretty in sync. See if the backpack enemies will give them any trouble right here. Oh wow. Oh, actually,
Brilliant.
I think I'm
see
on
these are-
Key's stream. Yeah, I don't think I'm on.
Yeah.
I think I may be on the wrong stream. Wait,
That's
that's probably
it's
why
very
it's not in sync. There we go.
that
Here we go.
that's there we go. I was
All right. I was
curious.
wondering. That was extremely in sync.
Thank you. There we go. So yeah, I think that means that Jay is exiting Arena 1 about 8 seconds behind Key, based on what we saw Key exit. Key had a 3:30-ish exit, and Jay had a 3:39, if I'm not mistaken. So Jay leaving a little behind. We didn't get to see Jay's performance so far, but both leaving with one hit taken. Assuming that should be enough for both of them to get through to Guardian. Let's see how Arena 2 goes. Really clean movement by Key as we see here, and Jay. This section just pretty movement heavy. Key killing off both imps, not taking any chances of either of them following him into the arena. Roll slash start on the blue mage.
An interesting thing about both runners agreed to take a hookshot upgrade for this run, since Jay wants to take a hookshot upgrade, so they both Key and Jay will take a hookshot upgrade during this run. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know. It's not faster, is it, Shresh? The hookshot upgrade?
It is not a faster strat. It does make the route more comfy. Both runners came to, I guess, some sort of a gentleman's agreement in this case to just Key will also go and take the time loss in this case, getting the hook slash upgrade, which does make the rest of the run very comfy. Hook slash upgrades your hookshot spell so that you can get a free heavy slash every time you use it if you press the attack button during the hookshot animation. So we will see a very comfy combat, probably, especially in watchtowers, in Greycrow. It comes in very useful. We will also see a slight change in the route, and it does reduce the chance of a PB from Key's side for sure, because it is, I would imagine, something on the order of 1.5 minutes of time loss. But it will make the route comparable on both sides, and we will see a more even race as a result of it. Jay opting to take the heal before heading into Guardian. Key had a pretty clean Guardian, a high 620. So we will see where it goes from here. Key is also on 2 health coming out of Guardian, so we will see some sort of save and quit, I imagine, before a state, whether he does it in crypts or while picking up Pothead Skip Soul. We will see. But for now, let's see how Jay deals with Guardian. Missing one of the arrows and the roll slash to start off, but continuing with the damage combo, going to get behind. Gets the slash off, will be hoping to avoid a hit, but gets hit. Being close to Guardian in that situation, but not directly behind them, can often result in that sort of double hit. That's why, to some extent, getting that perfect gate positioning is very important in the Guardian fight. But Jay doing a good job backing off, just shooting Guardian with an arrow and getting the kill. Went down to 1 health, but played it very well to get through Guardian.
Nice, making it out without a death.
Honestly, that is the most important thing, is to not separate too far from Key in the beginning, because Guardian is a big hurdle in the beginning, and it's the fact that it's right in the beginning can kill off a race. But Jay doing a good job continuing on, and we'll go into the Greycrow cutscene as Key is leaving it and heading into crypts and into a state.
It's interesting seeing Jay didn't hit the sign, and I think that's the thing for all of us players who played the game for a long time with the route changing. So Jay didn't actually hit the sign, but Key did. The habit.
Yep. It is it's not a necessary thing to do at all. But I think with the route changes, as you mentioned, because we always get a save and quit now, whether it's in crypts, or whether it will be in the pothead skip soul. I imagine Key is going for pothead skip soul, which is why he didn't take the save and quit in crypts. Personally, what I would do as well, I think, in that situation, because just pothead skip soul gives you the free save and quit, and it is faster than picking up the archer soul later, so it just makes sense for many reasons. Let's continue. So Key getting the sub 9 exit from Cemetery, which is kind of what you're looking for in a race situation. And we will see how he contends with Estate, because that can be one of the places where it can go really well or horribly wrong. And there is some amount of RNG in it, but a lot of it is how well you play reactively to how the enemies are positioned in the right side of Estate. Jay did take the save and quit, so I imagine Jay is not going for pothead skip soul. I haven't seen Jay go for pothead skip soul in his runs, so there would be no reason to change that strategy. It does have the slight risk. Pothead skip, as you can see, can be finicky. Taking a couple of tries to get up onto the pot, and if you fall off this hedge, you soft lock. So it is something to be worried about. It is an added risk. Jay is probably not going to take that risk. Will probably just get on pothead spot right there, and it's probably not pothead spot. Pothead spot is more likely to be the 2 pots in Pothead's Gardens, but pothead skip pot. It's just a very long phrase and has too many pots in it. But yeah, Key continuing on into right side arenas after contending with doing the skip twice. Roll slash on that archer, not working out perfectly, but continues quickly and cleans up the first mini arena. Goes to the right side. The left side mage is aggroed, so he'll want to ideally kill it on this teleport. Gets sniped. That animation where the mage starts up their attack, if you hit them during that, you can still get hit by the attack. Even though it looks like the mage kind of gets stunned out of it, their attack still goes through, and that's kind of what happened to Key there. A little unfortunate. Recovered from it in the third teleport and continued on. Jay, meanwhile, gets on top of the pot and on the hedge, so
Nice.
that's good stuff right there. He's, as we said, is going to go straight to the arena, so he will catch up to Key momentarily here, and then we'll have to take a little bit of a detour later to pick up the archer soul. Both strats are very competitive, in my opinion. Like, if you don't have a perfect pothead skip, you will end up losing time in going for the pothead skip soul compared to the archer soul later. So this is a good choice from Jay. Pothead skip, I don't think many people have pothead skip perfectly down to the extent that you can use it consistently in a run, especially in a race situation. So those strategy differences are things we will continue to see throughout the tournament. Key got sniped having to use his heavy to break the purple pot there, but 2 health should have to get through this section perfectly fine, especially since he's already killed off the blue mage. Jay doing a good job on the right side. By the way, if you're watching, he's continued on and managed to kill off some grunts by sniping a pot as well, so we'll be very set on soul going into this section. The grunt almost spoiled his shot there, very close. And Key entering manor as Jay is going to be finishing up on left side puzzles here. Here, Key is picking up the first of the upgrades. Strength 1 and Strength 2, which we use to contend with Manner. You can be somewhat short on souls here, but both of the runners I think will be comfy. But soul routing is something to keep an eye out. It does happen sometimes in runs. It would be unfortunate to see it happen in a race where you show up at the upgrade counter with a few souls short. Key taking an interesting approach of using the mage projectile to kill off the green pot, but it allowed the mage to teleport. Ideally, you do want to kill that mage without letting it teleport. Here we see Jay picking up the extra soul that we had discussed. Not extra, but the one to replace butthead skip soul. And it looks like he'll be able to make it through comfortably to Manor. He does go for this, where he slashes the last pot in this puzzle and allows the cutscene to let him drop down. It looks cool for sure. Very swag strat.
Cool.
Let's see how this puzzle goes.
Nice,
There you
gets
go.
it on the second try.
He playing the aggressive strats is going to pay off. Very good Licky Tongue fight. You can choose to stay back and parry the Licky Tongue if you want to be comfy, but it is faster, as Key did, to lunge at it when it jumps back for the projectile attack, where it launches a projectile from its mouth. It's definitely faster to lunge at it, do a roll slash, and follow it up with hits which will also deflect the projectile back to it. You don't get the full charge damage from the deflect, but you more than make up for it by the aggression in the earlier slashes. Jay taking one hit, getting through the blue mage room, but thankfully in the split there is only one more enemy to fight, which is the solitary Licky Tongue. Both runners, by the way, would have picked up the seed there, which we just saw Jay pick up, because that is the first free seed. We will see if Key takes this one here. Yes, makes sense again in a race situation to be overloaded on seeds rather than find yourself short later, and that is one of the freer seeds. Key getting the fast strats. Ooh, gets hit once by the hitbox of the big pot reactivating, but getting a very quick fight anyway within one cycle, and I'm sure he'll be comfortable going into Imploft with 3 health. As comfortable as you ever can be in Imploft, that is. Gets the first diagonal hit. That is the toughest hit, and one which kind of can determine the rest of Imploft. The other one is this ladder hit here. Let's see how it goes. Gets a first try, very clean run through Imploft. He'll be feeling good about that. Meanwhile, we see the Licky Tongue fight here from Jay. Uses arrows, uses the deflect. Yeah, this is definitely a very good strat to use. Just stay back, use the mana that you get from the deflects, use a heavy deflect, and reuse the mana to snipe the Licky Tongue from afar with your arrows. Continue with your DPS. It just makes good sense. Jay, we will see, will knock down the chandelier for the soul. One of the more fun soul orbs in the game, which I can't speak for everyone, but I definitely had a bit of struggle figuring out the geometry of how do I get that soul orb. I definitely tried rolling off it, shooting many things, anything that I could, before I figured out you just have to slash it.
In your normal playthrough?
Yeah, in my casual, yeah. Because with the isometric view in the camera there, it does look a little weird sometimes. Jay looking and trying to find the last... yeah, the door is still locked on Jay's side because the last enemy can go hide in the corner there, and I don't know if Jay has experienced this before, but it will probably be hidden in the left side by the shelf. If he keeps slashing at it there, he might find it. Oh, there you go. He manages to get it and can continue on. But a bewildering moment, I'm sure, for Jay. It does happen. In that we did miss Key's fight against the Grunt Arena. It went by in a flash, so it must have been a good fight. And Key heads off to the Grunt Arena. Jay is down to 1 health against Big Pot, and going into Imploft, not only with 1 health, but probably with no mana at this point.
It's very scary.
It's a very scary situation. He will have to face up to the imps immediately to get the mana for this first shot. Gets the first shot, first try, both runners clean in that hit. He'll have to be very careful tiptoeing through here. The imps are hard to see. Sometimes their animation can be mistaken for them standing still. Jay taking a very careful line, clearing out the imps. Clearing out Implof is slow, right? But it has its advantages in that you will not be worried about soul later. I imagine we will see Jay plant the spot and get the heal before going into collect the soul, which he will get the heal on the way out, on the way to the Grunt Arena. Meanwhile, we see Key entering the Mages Arena. He uses the Mage's projectiles as deflects onto the Licky Tongue. Will be able to clean the Mages up in 1 cycle. Looks close, gets the job done, good job. Just getting a hit on the second Mage is often enough if you are able to get it in time to send it spinning, because that just resets the timer to some extent where you can get further hits on them. So even if you get an arrow on them, or as Key did, a roll slash there, a very smart decision to be able to clean up the Mages in 1 cycle. Let's see if Key goes for Ava 1 game. Kind of. I can appreciate that. But yes, that was pretty cool. So ideally you can just roll up to Ava 1 and stand perfectly still in the cutscene. And it's the ideal roll pattern as well, so it's not losing time. But you just entered the cutscene in the perfect spot without having to move anymore. Jay meanwhile dealing with the grunts. Kills off the grunts so he can focus on the Licky Tongue, going to go for a heavy parry and try to follow it up before too many grunts can swarm him, and manages to clean up the arena. No hits taken. Fairly clean. Keep plowing through wave 1. Kind of a hack and slash wave, which works very well. Clean, simple straps to get rid of the mages and the pots. The first 3 waves of this Ava to some extent can be very, very scripted. But yeah, sometimes things can go wrong if you get hit by projectiles like that. And further wrong if the green pot hides from you, so that third wave not going perfectly as Key would have liked. Definitely getting through it. With 2 health into this wave, will be feeling comfy that he can clean it up. Probably 1 hit away. Unfortunate that the Licky Tongue lowered their shield at that moment when they were just 1 hit away. But manages to clean it up quickly. Jay will be going for a sketch roll here. It's always a little spooky to get this, but does a good job. Yeah, it's falling off in that room can just it can take a toll, unfortunately, because you have to walk all the way around, and the whole time you're groaning at yourself. So it's good to get through it without that happening. Let's see how the mages treat Jay here. It's not good to clean them up immediately. We'll have to wait for the one more cycle, but does a good job with the heavy deflect to kill the second mage. He going into Spider Lair to pick up the 2 soul orbs here. We have already seen in this tournament some differences where some runners opt not to go into Spider Lair and instead pick up the 2 extra soul orbs after Bomb Avarice. Oh no, did I just see? Okay, for a second I thought I saw a quit out from Key, but it was just a regular save and quit.
Nice.
That's something which I'm always a little worried about personally.
Yeah, pretty spooky.
Yeah. But yes, let's see if any runners opt to skip Spider Lair. In particular, if Jay opts to skip Spider Lair, because he did farm a lot of soul in Imploft. So the extra soul that you get from Spider Lair by killing spiders will not be as much of a consideration. But for now, his focus will be entirely on this Avarice coming up.
Hope having some stream buffering. I think he did some bird claps right there. It was really quick. It was sped up, but getting some bird claps in.
Yeah, keep focusing on the run, just doing some token bird claps to keep us happy. Jay going for a deflect strat here on the first mage, which works perfectly well. And then going to kill this one to get enough mana for killing the bots here. Getting rid of the grunts immediately, the most important thing to do in that wave. Ideally, if you get a heavy deflect on that green part, all you need is one more hit of anything, an arrow, anything at all. Gets hit by the shield on spawn. You do want to keep some separation there so that the Licky Tongue does not immediately lower their shield and instead comes towards you and allows you to get a couple of hits in. Kills off the Licky Tongue though with a couple of very nice deflects in the middle and a roll slash to... It was almost like a particularly venomous strike against imps there. I think Jay is not a fan of imps, but and he showed it there with that roll slash.
Taking revenge on the bluff room after, yeah.
Although to be fair, he went into Imploff with 1 health, which is one of the scariest situations. I have lost many a run there just from going too fast or trying to force the issue, and Jay did a really good job of navigating that. Oh, falls off. Ava, definitely have done that myself. At this point, if you go for Spider Lair, it has the added advantage of giving you the heal as well. So it doesn't often have that, but sometimes you do fall off. I have done that myself, so I can't say it's unusual. He took a hit early on in the key arena, by the way, so he will be going into the rest of the remaining 2 arenas in ruins with 3 health. Key is well practiced with these arenas. I imagine he will feel comfortable getting through them just fine. Roll slash double hit on the flame plant and the grunt. Very cool to see. Meanwhile, out of the corner of your eye, we do see Jay going into Spider Lair as Key finishes up the arena. Jay not taking any chances with the soul count, killing many spiders on the way. Good cleanup there actually, he will definitely not be hurting for soul.
He trying to strong attack that branch. That isn't faster, right? There's no, I don't think that's. Maybe it was a misclick.
He does do that. It is
it is
in the
faster.
situation where you're, I guess, where you are in range to get the roll slash off, it is faster because you don't have to roll and then do the slash. It kind of
Okay.
comes in the same animation, and you don't get the motion penalty that you normally do from doing a roll slash. Normally, a roll slash kind of freezes you in place for a second, right? But with the vines, the animation gets cancelled out anyway.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a thing I've seen Key do very often. Oh, just missing on the last grunt there in the bomb plant arena. One of the more fun arenas. I know Key enjoys it. I think everyone enjoys it. Just kind of running around, bombing the enemy. And Key did a very clean job there, by the way, of doing pretty much all the strats which we want to do there. Kill off the mage in the second to last wave immediately. Try to group as many enemies as possible. And he will be going into the jazz cutscene, so-called. Get your saxophones in chat. Jay at this point pretty much not quite an entire split, but almost an entire ruin split behind here. Just getting started with the door. I'm going to pick up this safety seed. Smart choice. Barely loses any time, and it gets him up to 3 seeds going into dungeon. Dungeon is scary place. Sometimes you may need to use even all 3 of your seeds there. So definitely good to have a surplus here. And before that, he has to contend with ruins as well. Clean bomb plant strats so far. Not getting any in the key arena, unfortunately, so you'll have to somewhat manually kill them all. Clean navigation. That section with the root can be tricky if the grunt decides to place itself right there as it did. He meanwhile has upgraded to strength 3 and is heading into dungeon. So we're gonna see a bunch of action on both sides as Jay goes through the ruins arenas. Always a very high focus area. Ruins is, you need to be on your A game throughout for almost a very long split, and do tricky skips like this one. Mom skip, evading him for the first 2 tries. Will he choose to just go around, or will he continue? Because at some point the skip does not save time, and that point is pretty much after 1 or 2 tries. Key meanwhile going through the last wave. One of the cowards did not cooperate there, so Key had to take some more time to clean it off.
Is that what they're called? They're called cowards?
Not sure. That's what I'm because they kind of, I think none of the names are canon, so we are kind of making them up as we go. Oh, that bomb didn't somehow kill the last Venus flytrap plant, but Jay gets through. Still doing good on health, but I did lose a bunch of time to mom skip there, and in continuing to try to do it. I love the principle of it, to keep doing the skip, because it is ultimately faster, and Jay is going for improvement. I think that is his main goal, which is very heartening to see. Ooh, Key, for those who would have seen, went for the slash on the hammer bro on the left side, which you can get a slash off before striking their shield for the extra damage, and you can also then get the heavy on that same side, which basically means you get a bunch of free damage without breaking their shield, which makes it a lot easier to kill them after breaking their shield, and definitely a lot faster than the strats which we had been doing, I guess, so far, where you immediately break the shield. Because just breaking the shield by itself does not damage the hammer bro. This strat where you do it from the side such that you damage their body and the shield gets a bunch of free damage early. It's a bit trickier to get, but definitely something to look out for going forward. it definitely can be adopted in this Crow 3 arena that Key is walking into as well. So let's see if he goes for it. Go straight for the shield in this time. This arena is a little tricky to get fast. Especially with fighters being bullies. Let's keep an eye as well on Jay on the right side and Bomb Plant Arena. Lets the mage go for one teleport, but a lucky mage spawn kills it on spawn anyway as soon as it teleports, and that did not make Jay lose any time at all as a result. And a beautiful quad kill at the end. Again, getting hit there does not lose so much time because the ladder takes so long to descend that kind of regardless of wherever you are in the arena, you can always get to the ladder as soon as it is available for you to climb up. He going into Water Bros, the water arena with 3 health. It's one of those situations where you can go either way on that. You can choose to be extra safe and get the heal. The water arena to some extent can be a bully, even with as much control as Key will have over the arena and mastery that he has over the arena from many attempts and many runs. It can still just be unfortunate. To be fair, Key does mitigate that a bit as we will see in the last wave, but for now let's focus on the first wave. He's down to 2 HP. But we will see in this last wave, Key does stay on this long ledge, does not go for the narrow bridge strats, which can be risky because you are on a narrow bridge and you can just fall in the water even if you're getting your damage cycle off perfectly. Throwing in the fireballs to break the shield and damage the third hammer bro while baiting the second one. Again, a very clever strat. Key doing a good job of mitigating any risk at all in this arena and getting through. Also did not end up on 1 health, so he could not do the death warp. But let's see if such a situation arises on the other side later. I missed what happened there, why Jay decided to turn back. Did he get an upgrade and then accidentally take the door again or something? Not sure what I missed there. But it seemed like he went into the Hall of Doors and then kind of turned back immediately. But yeah, I'm assuming that he is on Strength 3 as well, going into dungeons. And Key going into the Bomb Avarice. Interesting that Key is incorporating flame into these fights. Not something that you see very often, but again, definitely clever to do in this sort of situation. Fighter is not particularly kind, but this last wave is pretty consistent for someone like Key at this point. Oh, does miss killing the green mage immediately. Will be looking to do it with a slash here and gets the job done.
Yeah, it's still pretty clean.
Oh. Jay missing on the minor skip here where you roll on the bomb wall and is down to 2 health as well. Not be feeling good about this going into arena 2 because that's he did skip the pot there. There is a pot before. And you also have to pick up that key. I wonder if he'll take the seed. No, does not opt for the safety seed there. But yeah, going into Arena 2 with 2 health is not the most ideal situation, especially, oof, that's not,
No.
oh, it's gonna get taken. Oh
No
no,
way.
that's unfortunate. I think an accidental buffer there of the third slash, which he would not have been meaning to do, and he will probably be kicking himself for it. But there's our first death of the run. And Dungeon is a bully, we did expect this. And that seed in particular, that particular heal after Crow 1 is the most inconvenient one because you have to go very far out of your way to get it. Oh no, gets sniped by the Flame Plant again, so we'll be going into Crow 2 with 1 health down for the rematch. Let's see how it goes this time. Key meanwhile will be heading towards Stranded Sailor. Pretty movement heavy split for some time on Key's side. But barring any big mistakes, we can take a look, see at Jay's sojourn through Dungeon for a second here. The last wave here, just the 3 spiders remaining, should be able to navigate it and get the pot up top. This is the freest heal in Dungeon, so definitely we'll be taking it. After this, actually the heals are pretty nice in Dungeon. They don't lose you too much time. It's just between Crow 1 and Crow 2 where it's a bad situation to be with low health. And that was precisely what Jay found him in, so just unfortunate circumstances. I'm sure any other arena he would have been happy to continue on and just take the free heal. But let's see how Crow 3 treats him. The outdoor arena can be spooky because, again, spiders, but this time with Hammer Bros and Flame Plants, so let's see how it goes. Very clean, hitless so far. One last spider before the No More Hammer Bros wave. Just getting swarmed by spiders, having a little difficulty taking them out. Going for light slash kills. Clever to do as it keeps you mobile. Oof. That spider around the corner is always a bully. You have to kind of acquiesce to it and go a little out of your way and go down to be able to get around the geometry to slash at it.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any like nice spiders in all the matches we've commentated so far. It's they've all been rough.
Ooh, look at this, Key going for diagram strats on the side, using his mouse to hit the first 3 switches. Very exciting. Love to see it. Small things like that which do save time if you do them optimally, and that's the only way to do them optimally is to repeatedly to do them in runs. So smart from Key to be going for those. Very clean first 2 waves, pretty much as well as they could have gone. Ooh, immediately going for the Archer roll slash. Usually I've seen runners go for it in the second round of damage, so that you can immediately turn around and get 2 more slashes on the halberd and kill it. But very clean arena. Jay having a good time so far in the first wave, going to go for heavies on the mages, and they do manage to slip away, but this is where he will clean them up. Waiting for the grunts to show up. Oof, one of them bullies him a little. Taking his time with the archers and gets them. Let's see how it goes with the Hammer Bros. Always a very scary wave, regardless of whatever level of play you're at. You just have to be careful, and when you're down at 1 HP, your heart is always pounding. You're doing a good job of navigating. Oof. He will go for the Death Warp, I imagine.
Yep.
Goes for the Death Warp. You love to see it.
almost early death warp. There would really be a death warp. What's going
That
on?
would've-
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
unfortunate. But luckily,
that
we
was
made
really
it.
scary for a second. Yeah, your heart is pounding at that moment, and your finger movements can be compromised because of that. Like, just it's normal, right? You have so much adrenaline pumping, and you mess up a little in small things like that. You do need precise movement and like very fine dexterous skills there, right? So almost falling into the water is very normal, to be honest. So Jay managing to do it at the right time, which gives you a death warp. That was an intentional death that we saw there. It warps you back to the door at the same time that the cutscene of the bird flying up is playing, so it saves some time. And especially if you get an early control at the door, you can start moving a little bit towards Avarice 2, Jay, which Jay is now entering. So good to see that so-called Thistle Warp. Shoutouts to Thistle Dew for finding that. Accidentally, if I remember from watching it that time on stream. But yeah, it was good. It's a great discovery and is very often used. Seems to be one of the more popular tricks and something we've been looking forward to see in this tournament. He does not go for the new strats in Puzzle 3. There are new strats there. Check it out on Discord. Very cool, very comfy, honestly, and saves a whole lot of time. Saves you saves you having to walk all the way around to get that second and third switch. So definitely worth checking out. Fighters on Jay's side, actually somewhat cooperating, except this last one here. And then last wave. In the last wave, Jay did not go for the conventional strat of just staying in the middle and deflecting everything back just because of the initial positioning there. And that's kind of why positioning is one of those things you need to be very aware of in between phases. But probably very happy to get through that hitless and continue on. He meanwhile has been storming through Lockstone. Going to head to Crow 4. I'm guessing Jay has enough soul here, will not be short when he has to go get his Strength 4 upgrade now. Key for a second going almost up the ladder, but heading to the arena now. See if he gets the deflect strats. Perfect first wave. Gets the halberd off, kills the halberd before it manages to get off the second attack. Goes for the mage in the last wave first. Now focuses down the halberd. Again, manages to kill it before it gets the second attack cycle. We will be heading to Hookshot, and after that we will see, I believe, a slight divergence from the route, which we are very excited about, which will make this race kind of a one-of-a-kind in this tournament. I don't think we will see more such routes, but let's wait to see when it happens. For now, the Hookshot Avarice is enough to sate us. Very exciting Avarice. Lots of stuff flying around and lots of very cool strats which you can use to get rid of enemies quickly. Let's see what Key does and how fast he goes through it. Be part of the first wave, kill that fire mage off immediately so you can focus these grunts as they spawn. Nice kill on the first mage. And a good spawn from the second mage will allow him to get rid of the mage and the boomer simultaneously. Very nice couple of waves already for Key. Feeling pretty good about this. One hit from the halberd, that gets his revenge with that hit, instantly killing it. Going into Smo, let's see if Smo works for Key. Because for some runners we have seen Smo misbehave. This is the ideal thing that you want to see. Stick to its left butt cheek, and it will not turn on you. It will just kind of stay in place, spamming the ground in front of it, but not actually rotating enough to do damage to you. For some runners, we have seen it not work, where the Smo decides to do a 180-degree jump or 270-degree jump, but this is the ideal situation that we just saw for Key, and he will head off back towards the set of Castle Lockstone doors, but let's see where he actually ends up going. Halberd hitting Jay the one time there. Going into second wave gets the clean kill on the green mage. It's hit by the hammer bro once, but gets through. Last wave just has to navigate it without getting hit twice. And the first part is avoiding getting hit by the archers. Takes them out immediately so he can focus and kill the halberd. And there we go, we do see Key head into the hook slash upgrade. Unconventional sight, you don't normally see it in an any percent run, but as you mentioned before, these two runners had an agreement between themselves to both go for hook slash because that's what Jay has been doing in his runs. Oh no, Key gets the soft lock, or no, does not get the soft lock, he got knocked out, okay.
Yeah.
So that was a quick kill. With a bunch of things to see there. Key getting the quick kill on the hookshot servant, which requires you to jump onto the platform where they are by hookshotting them and then baiting them to attack you so that they fall off, as they did there. When they fall, they can release a hookshot attack, which, if it does connect, can soft lock you, because at that point they are kind of in a Schrodinger's servant situation where they're dead and alive, and at that point you have to save quit and redo the fight. But Key getting past it. That will be time loss on both sides. For Jay, because his PB, I believe, does the hook slash route, it actually is not a comparative time loss, it's just time loss to the optimal strats. But for Key, this will mean that he will lose some time to his PB. And I do see some discussion in chat that Key was ahead of his PB, so the fact that he went to hook slash might derail that a little bit. Key, of course, is a big proponent of the hook slash, so he, I'm sure, was not super hesitant to do it. I'm sure he was quite happy to indulge in this challenge to some extent. Key, in fact, was one of the proponents of encouraging newer players to try out hook slash. In their early runs, he himself, I believe, got down to a sub 130 with the hook slash route. So continuing that pattern, I believe he knows very well how to play with it. Also, being a very experienced hundo runner where hook slash is your primary source of damage, sure, he can use it to his full advantage and get some good times out of this. Like we mentioned before, Watchtowers, Grey Crow, a bunch of these fights become very comfy with hook slash. You can get the Betty roll skip in Gauntlet for free to some extent. Although Betty roll skip is free apparently, because, you know, everyone's doing it now. But But it is much easier with hook slash because you immediately get the heavy attack from doing the hook slash. So a lot of those things may play to Key's favor. Let's see how it goes. I do see neither runners went for the fast strats around Crow 3 here. Do encourage everyone to check it out. It is a cool strat and very fun. Oh, Jay almost preempting the switch. This puzzle is a little can be a little precise sometimes. It didn't go through because he got sniped as he released the last arrow. That is very sad to see. You don't see that happen very often. It's very unfortunate. Jay is going to have to pretty much do this the slowest way possible at this point. Having to walk to the second switch and then come back for the wait for the platforms to respawn and then come back to get the last one. But what will be on his mind right now are these archers and this halberd. Clearing out the archers first, forefront of his mind, clearly. One hit left on the halberd, but gets clipped by it. And in this last wave, let's see if he cleans up the mage immediately. He does. We do see a general strategy of Jay clearing out the ads before focusing the main enemy, so-called. Which is very good adaptation to be able to get through these arenas, especially after taking a couple of hits. Just makes sense. He, meanwhile, in the best music section. Very biased opinion, obviously, but... And to get through the camp, pretty tranquil section. Keys before the somewhat bullet hell-ish section that is to come. A lot of enemies, lots of stuff flying at you. A lot of slipping and sliding. Key shooting those hook shots for luck. Now we see Jay heading into the last crow arena. Let's see how the bomb strat's fare for him. Opts let the mage go for second teleport. Safer strat. Loses some time, but definitely safer to just ignore it for a second. Focus on the rollers. Ooh, the grunt almost hitting him there, but getting through. He, meanwhile, has been getting through these first two arenas in the gauntlet pretty cleanly and quickly. Hook slash definitely does a lot here. We'll see him be able to kill a bunch of these enemies while moving towards them and not having to follow up with any further slashes. Just can move on to the next. So, a very handy tool and a good advertisement for anyone who wants to run, for example, all bosses or hundo. Both of those categories get hook slash optimally for all of these sections. Of course, as we mentioned before, it's not optimal for this category, but makes it a lot comfier. He's not going to open the safety ladder. Very confident in his Watchtower's abilities. He knows that he can get through to Betty just fine. Goes for this neat hookshot skip. And oof! We all wanted to see it happen. Let's see if he goes again. No. Just gonna try it the one time. This skip, this roll skip on the left side of windmills does save a little bit of time, but it is not free. It is definitely not free. It is very sketchy. I've tried it a bunch of times myself, and I would say I've gotten it maybe 3 times in 50 plus attempts. So it's not free for me, at least. If someone can find a setup, it's almost like it requires coyote frames. It's like you just have to roll right at the edge of the platform, almost off the edge of the platform. But
I think I did try it out.
For-
Oh, I think I did try that skip out. I think if you roll right next to like the hole, then usually you get it, but I'm not sure. When I tried it out, it was pretty consistent. But
Yeah, you're very good at being consistent these things also. So yeah, I should learn. You should teach me your setup because that really liked it when I saw it, and I really wanted to do it, but I was just not able to get it. So definitely want to try it and get consistent at it. Feel like it saves a couple of rolls for sure, especially when you're going on the right side. You have to be somewhat cautious anyway to not roll off, so you don't get to roll like 3 times per side. You'd have to kind of limit yourself. Key meanwhile, keep going for TFT strats here, which work perfectly in the first 2 waves because you have hook slash. It just makes so much more sense to do it with hook slash. You will very consistently get the kills on the mages in the second wave. Just gonna hook slash around this arena, showing off what it's capable of. Just beautiful. Movement plus damage, like what more do you want? Hasn't taken a hit so far. Jay, meanwhile, has finished up with Hookshot Avarice. Nice hook slash on the hammer bro to finish it off. Just looks so beautiful. At this point, he could go for the door skip in Betty, but I imagine in a race situation, he will grab the door. Oof.
yeah, I was wondering if a death warp, because you see I see a lot of NMG runners just hook shot back, but because in glitch we just death warp out. Do we know which one is faster or?
Which death warp? I'm not even sure.
After Avarice, after the hookshot Avarice, you just death warp back to the door instead of hooking back. So I'm wondering which one was faster.
I imagine a death warp would be faster, but I didn't even. So a death warp after Avarice 3 leads you to the castle door. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. Everyone does it on glitch, I think. Well, at least I do it. I'm pretty sure everyone does it on glitch.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder why you don't do it. I know in glitch you also do it to like fix your rolls and stuff, right? You do it after Eva 1 as well, if I'm not mistaken, where you die.
Yep. But I think it does mostly just to warp back. Yeah. I don't know if this is to fix any rolls, but yeah, just to warp back. I'm pretty sure.
I see. Interesting. I didn't know it was for that reason. For some reason, I was assumed it was death warp. Meanwhile, let's look if Jay is able to get this quick kill. He is waiting and baiting. Gets the kill quite cleanly. It is just that simple. There is not much more to it, and Jay illustrates perfect quick kill there. Of course, it does require some nuances, like you have to be close to the edge while hookshotting the Flame Servant to get on the platform, otherwise you'll just fall into the void. So small things like that can be of concern. Key, stop chatting. You can still do it. We still believe in the key PB. And especially with hook slash, it's even more likely because it makes things like Grey Crow just so much more consistent. That's pretty much, I would say, one of the most important things hereafter in this run. One, it will make a Flooded Fortress also nicer for sure, but Grey Crow is one of those parts of the run which can go very variably. Like it can go really well or horribly. And with Hook Slash, it smooths out that variability a lot because you just stay with the simple strats of hookshotting Grey Crow on every teleport, every charge attack that they do. You just hook slash them, get that free heavy damage, and just follow it up with 3 lights and continue on. It's very comfy. It makes it super consistent. And if I'm not mistaken, Keys PB has time to save in Grey Crow. So this is very doable here, and we will be looking forward to see it happen. Jay, meanwhile, is going through the movement-heavy elevator split. So-called verse split. So-called by me, that is. It has a bunch of potential for time loss with a few skips. Like right there, you want to roll off that key onto the ledge on the right side. It is somewhat tight, so you can roll off as happened there in front of it and miss and have to climb up the ladder. There are a couple more skips like that in this split which can lose 10 seconds each. Let's see how Jay fares. The next one coming up in the next room. Both runners actually in somewhat of a very movement heavy split. Key navigating through. Closest thing we have to platforming challenge is going over these wooden platforms over water and trying not to fall in because the bird cannot swim. You're nailing gate skip first try.
Oh no, that was second try.
Yeah.
That was second try.
Oh, did I miss that? Okay,
Yeah,
I might have
Yeah,
missed.
he didn't miss the first one, but getting a second try, which is good.
That is very good. It also leaves you enough mana to be able to light this brazier. Because if you do miss it too many times, you don't have enough mana. You have to walk all the way to the end of this room to collect extra hits and then only be able to light the brazier. So getting it first or second try, definitely. It saves a lot more time than doing the puzzle vanilla. So regardless, good skip to attempt always. But yeah, that is why the split is the worst split. Key getting gate skip, very clean. Still going for the water side gate skip, not the land side. I refuse to be pulled into the argument of left versus right here. But yeah, it is a bit more risky to stay on the water side because you have the risk of falling in the water, simply put. He brave and continues into fortress. Definitely worth keeping an eye out. Again, a very variable split depending on how things go with enemies. In particular the mages, if they decide to bully you while you're doing the mage hook and skip, that is one particularly big point of variability. The other point being, notice that Key shot that shortcut switch there to open the shortcut back. Very clever, being extra safe in the case of a race. Will he crunk this lever? Because without that shortcut is less worthwhile, but he chooses not to crunk this lever. He will be okay with going around if such a situation does arise. See him going up to Mage Hook and sniped by an arrow. This section is a real bullet hell, to be honest. The mage is spawning very fortuitously. Going to take the heal pre-arena. I would have thought he would have planted the pot in the arena and tried to get the heal during the waves, but it is a bit hard to time. Here we will see Hook Slash at its peak, allowing Key to get those hits off while moving. This makes everything faster, turns this whole arena into an auto-scroller. Of course, that is possible without Hook Slash as well, but just so much easier. Anyone who's watching who hasn't seen Hook Slash combat in any percent, you now know what you're missing out on. Definitely check it out. It's makes it very comfy. He preemptively switching to fire and heading into Frog King as Jay is starting on the Watchtower's Gauntlet. Again, we see Hook Slash working out for the first few arenas very nicely. Allows you to target enemy and be able to kill them. You're getting some spooky artifacts and also getting sniped by the archers. So he's down to 2 health. There is a little bit of a gauntlet section here where you do want to get through without too much trouble. Just going to plan this bot, take it safe. Want to be careful of the Hammer Bros there. That's a good job. Meanwhile, Key gets through phase 1. Using the double hits on the Frog King. A lot of action on both sides here. Going for the multiple heavies. Love to see it. Laser Arena on Jay's side, taking the safe strats in the Laser Arena. Gets hit by the projectile, unfortunately. But he's going to attempt to use the laser to clean up Hammer Bro, and yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
Frog King dies at the same time as the Hammer Bro. I think for Key, that was a very clean fight. He's probably going to feel happy about it, getting it in the second cycle. Oh, Jay gets the boomers off cycle, and more rudely, one of them decided to stay on the other side. It does happen. Just have to adapt in that situation. He is apparently ahead of PB. No one breathe. No one move a muscle. Just everyone stay exactly where you are, because where we are is working out for Key. Getting a PB here. We do see Jay going for this fun little hookshot skip. Cuts out a bunch of watchtowers, which is really lovely. He heading into one of the more movement and cycle heavy gauntlets of the run. The combat here is fairly minimal and to some extent trivial, but the more important thing is how well can you move, how well can you time yourself to get stuff in cycles. Furnace and Observation both have very cool movement tech. Keep an eye on Key's side, but let's see Jay going through this gauntlet, going through laser. And the ice skating section. And yeah, everyone should remember that Key has...
No way.
Ooh, getting stuck in that ice crystal, it's always a bad situation to be in.
That was a rough
Especially now, it's all the way at the end of this whole section. It's good to see that Jay did take the first lever, which cuts out a bunch of needing to backtrack through watchtowers, because he can just already head up to the skip, the hookshot skip, but he will have to do the ice skating section once more. It's unfortunate he was literally at the end of the ice skating section, but that last set of icicles is the last obstacle. You can get stuck there, grunts can swarm you, and unfortunately that's what we saw happen.
one. Yeah, very unlucky. I just realized both players aren't using Chinese. It's both in English, I think.
You might be correct on that, yes. They are resisting the trend.
Don't need those couple extra seconds.
Yep. Well, Key will be mad if he manages to miss out on PB by a little bit, but you know, that'll be like a emulating TFT kind of thing there, but we hope that it works out well. Doing a very good job of baiting the Big Bird into hitting those two grunts in the last wave. That was very clean. This time we do see Jay opening up the shortcut. Smart. Doing another very important thing there. When opening up the shortcut, the Hammer Bro will definitely snipe you if you immediately go to open it. So you do want to circle for a little bit in a holding pattern, as Jay did before cronking the lever. So good job knowing that. Keep pausing for a second there. Wonder if that was just to assess the situation that he was in, or if it was a misclick, but if it was to assess, very clever, because he was getting swarmed a bit and managed to navigate out. Ice Arena on the right side, meanwhile. Jay, you will notice, has left the roller alive from the second wave, which very often happens. You don't have to kill all the enemies in that wave. One of them can be left alive and continue pretty much unimpeded through the entirety of the arena. Especially if it's the roller. If you're fighting on top, it can just roll around at the bottom as it's doing. So it all works out. He's zooming through Furnace. Ooh, not going to be able to make the fast cycle in this room right here, unfortunately. Oh, did not switch to fire and is going to miss out on a little bit more. Two Hammer Bros to go on 1 health, and the roller is still around. At this point, you just want to use your bombs and your arrows as Jay is doing. With bombs, you can focus down both of them at the same time because it does AoE damage. But anything will do at this moment to be able to get out of this scary situation. Ice Arena is nice in that they have provided those icicles for you to be able to continue to do damage while at a distance.
Oh no!
Oof. Getting sniped in the hook shot animation. It does happen, but you always hate to see it.
Yeah.
He was pretty much 1 hit away based on the cracks on the Hammer Bro.
Yeah, it looks like it.
The fact that he'll have to redo the entire arena in 1 hit away from the end is a little demoralizing, but I'm sure he will be looking to improve on that previous performance. He was doing really well going into that last wave, just the last wave is a bully. Once again, by the way, on the left side you can see how useful Hook Slash is. Grandma fight is normally also pretty consistent, but with Hook Slash it becomes way more consistent to be able to kill Grandma pretty much as soon as she gets in the pot or even before. He doing a good job demonstrating that. A hitless fight, pretty clean. And I'm sure it'll have been faster than his PB, so just because I actually don't know, to be honest, but I feel like it would be just because of how fast that looked. Thank you, TFT, for updating us that he has saved another second throughout, or another 11 seconds throughout this split. So that is amazing.
Dang, I think one of the green spirits just spawned on top of Jay again. What happened on the last Ice Arena?
That's unfortunate.
Down to 2
Yeah, those green blobs are really annoying because they spawn and like bounce up for a second, and you have to be aware of the fact that you can't immediately get hurt by them, but you will a second later. Should be able to clear it out this time. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Down to 1 health again. Clean. There you go.
There we go.
Completed.
No commentary curse today. No.
Thank goodness.
Oof.
That was very close. Jay is about to take a save quit and head into Betty. Meanwhile, Key will be heading into a bit of tech smashing, a long cutscene, and just, biding his time, keeping an eye on the timer, making sure that he's ready for what lies ahead. This is a really scorching pace going into Grey Crow cutscene. He'll be looking forward to doing well in the upcoming splits. All of the rest of the splits are only going to be improved by Hook Slash, so we should see the PP time get bigger. And we believe in Key getting that big PB. Good damage cycle from Jay. He does not go for the light slash in between, he does goes for the heavy. But getting those heavies down perfectly. Ooh, missing that one. He thought for a second Betty was gonna roll, but he was past the damage threshold, so he should be able to clear her out. Oh no, there's the rolls. Now it's scary with snowballs and rolls together. It's the most scary combination in a Betty fight. Good kill. Nice. Just steer clear of any snowballs. Yeah, there we go.
No end screen snowballs. That's oof. Yeah, I think that did happen on Zubil's match versus Happy? I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Happy
Twice
twice,
in a
which
row.
was, yeah, that was
Yeah.
very unlucky.
I don't think we'll ever be able to forget that. That was pretty
That was a rough
one
one.
of the most unfortunate moments, that I've ever seen anyone have in a run. Coming to the end of this cutscene as Jay is heading into another very humorous cutscene. The good thing is with these runners, if we read fast enough, we can actually enjoy these cutscenes in English. With most other runs, we have only had the native Chinese speakers be able to understand what's been happening. Key going for the 3 slashes, not missing the first hook slash. There you go. That's where the hook slash is so handy. Normally we just get the hook slash for motion, but here we get the free damage off it as well. A little bit of teleportation on my screen at least.
Yeah, there seems to be some screen lag.
But he's still on full health. I can definitely tell he's full health. He'll be going for a charge parries. Grey Crow does have a lot of cracks. Should be a few hits away, I imagine. There you go.
Nice.
Beautiful fight. That was fast. Both runners doing a good job of finishing off their respective bosses. Continuing on. I imagine Jay might be on pace too. I honestly don't know what the full details of his PB time, but I'm not sure. I'm so glad TFT is in chat to keep us updated, because normally I would, but it's hard to do both things at the same time. But yeah, thank you TFT. Appreciate your efforts a lot. 8 to 9 seconds ahead of PB is a big deal. Thanks TFT, that helps. The pre-knowledge right there. You now know that the times that we're looking for Key to be PBing. Gauntlet time. I wonder if Key has been practicing some gauntlet strats, which he will be showcasing, or whether he will be going for the normal light cycles. Because recently the community has been a bit abuzz with Betty Roll Skip and the new damage cycle pattern on LOD. We do see the standard one, at least for this fight. But it'll be interesting to see going forward. Alright, the first thing to check out here is whether Key will be going for first door skip. Definitely risky in a race, so I can imagine that he will not, but I hope he surprises us. It is a good chunk of time save. He's going for it, potentially. He's going for it, misses it, and will continue to the regular door. Just tried it once, very sensible, don't waste too much time doing it.
Oh, it's a roll? I thought it was a strong attack to get on the roll.
So we decided that strong attack is probably not a good idea, because then a bunch of things get into question, I guess. But yeah, you can roll onto it, so we figured we can do the roll at least as NMG. Especially with the sword slash, it was harder. With the dagger slash, it's very easy. By the way, we did not see Key go for the lights and the heavy pattern. Just playing it safe. He's looking for the PP. I imagine and Key is very well aware of this, that he will be going for the Betty roll skip. He did mention it actually coincidentally in the call before that Betty roll skip in Hundo is very free. So he knows it's on his mind, and he knows he's in that exact situation to be able to pull it off. Jay meanwhile heading into the Gauntlet of Fortress. Again, a section very enhanced by hook slash. The important thing is he was able to get through with 4 health in the water platforming section. We do get a roll skip. Love to see it. free. It's a free trick. But one of the wonders of Hook Slash. This will help Ki go a little further ahead of PB, I imagine. Ooh. Going to lose a little bit of time there because of that hook shot miss, but a very minimal time loss. He is 3 seconds ahead of PB if I'm not mistaken. It looked like a 121.17. It is close. Very tight. Jay is not cleaning out the mages on the way to Mage Hook, and I imagine he will wait for the platform. Oof, that was a very rough grunt. This is turning into a bullet hell situation. 2 health on the water platforms. You can very easily get sniped twice. Just take the heal, Jay, and yeah, continue to Mage Hook in. He's going to play slow and clear out the mages before going to Mage Hook in. Let's see how Ki's LOD fight turns out. He is going for the faster strats here. Takes 1 hit and goes for the rolls again. Oh, misses 1 of the heavies, misses 2 of the heavies, but does bait out the backhands so he can get some extra damage before Lord of Doors exits for the lasers. Tries to go for the frame perfect first roll, misses by a little bit, but very minor amount. This is where it gets in a lot of damage while the Lord of Doors is summoning pots. Hook slash in, love to see it. Oh, that is, wow, you love to see. It is pretty much exactly the same time. If I'm not mistaken, he had a 156. A higher number, if I'm pretty sure.
No way.
So this is technically a millisecond, centisecond PB, or tens of seconds PB for sure. Good job.
All right, so I guess I'll unmute both runners. Tell them.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Apparently, according to TFT, Jay is a few minutes behind PB and is not quite on PB pace right now. We can at least make him aware of the match status and he can choose if he thinks.
All right, it looks like Ki takes the first game. Oh man.
I am laughing.
Do y'all want me to
so
stop?
hard right now.
Yeah, it's we'll go into match 2. Yeah, Ki, how are you feeling?
Huh? Oh, Ki, sorry.
Wait, so are we gonna let Jay finish, or we're gonna just go right into the next one?
I think we'll go right next to into the next one.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
that makes
so
sense.
I should stop?
Yep, you can stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, sounds good.
Oh my god. So Jay, I kept a gentleman's agreement. I got hook slash. With that in mind, I PB'd by 0.03 seconds.
Insane. Absurd. You're simply too good at the video game. Nothing can stop you now.
I lost like 60 seconds, like a minute getting it, probably something like that. TFT would know. I think I was 40 seconds ahead, going in after Betty. No, after Avers 3, and then I caught back up. Oh my gosh, I gotta look at my golds now.
Big GG's, Ki.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love it. Was insane. We were all just keeping track of what TFT was posting.
Oh, I was laughing at chat the whole time. Y'all are great.
And as Upper says, hook slash confirmed faster.
Yes. Let this be deciding of the debate at this point that hook slash is something that you can carry all the way to literally top 3, top 4.
Yep. There you go.
Jay, how are you feeling after that run?
I mean, definitely like anxiety got to me on some of the stuff, but those were my first ever text box skips I've actually successfully done, so that's thrilling. And
Nice.
I don't know. I first tried some stuff. I didn't die too much. I died in some really frustrating spots, but that's whatever.
Yeah, you did really good.
The Betty fight was very clutch. That was so cool.
Thank you.
All right.
But yeah, I didn't expect. Obviously, I wasn't expecting to come out ahead of Key, so I'm just happy to be here.
Mhm. All right, so we're gonna go to intermission. You guys can use the washroom, maybe get some snacks. We'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Lit.
We'll be right back.